Kings Dominion is a Cedar Fair amusement park located in Doswell, Virginia that houses 13 roller coasters. And today I will be doing a park review on Kings Dominion based off 9 simple categories. These categories are coaster collection, flat ride collection, park atmosphere, park food, park theming, customer service, park layout, location, and consistency. So let's begin our first category, which is coaster collection. Kings Dominion has 13 roller coasters. Those roller coasters are an Intamin Giga Coaster in Intimidator 305, a B&M Floorless Coaster in Dominator, an RMC Hybrid Coaster in Twisted Timbers, an Aero Looping Coaster in Anaconda. They have a couple of wooden coasters like Grizzly and Racer 75, and 2 launch coasters. So overall, Kings Dominion has a pretty good coaster lineup. They could do with a couple new coasters, like they have an SNS Free Spin that they just got this year, but they're pretty set on roller coasters. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with the lineup so far. Maybe they could have a B&M Invert or B&M Flying Coaster, something along the lines of that. But overall, they have a pretty good lineup as it is. Intimidator 305's got the insane force. Twisted Timbers has got that insane classic RMC ejector airtime. And Dominator has those great classic B&M inversions with the loop, and even has some surprising elements to be found on a floorless coaster. So, for coaster collection, I am going to be giving a 9. Now, for the flat ride collection of Kings Dominion, I also think that Kings Dominion has a pretty good flat ride collection. They have a massive drop tower, they have Windseeker, they have the Pendulum in Delirium, and they have a lot of other good flat rides, smaller ones, like they have a Ferris wheel, they've got a Scrambler type ride. They have a lot of solid flat rides at Kings Dominion. And I really think they don't need any more flat rides. I think they're all good on flat rides. So I am going to be giving a 10 for the flat ride collection. Now we're going to be talking about food. And for starters, let me just say, I'm not going to be including a score in this category, mainly because I didn't eat a single thing when I was at Kings Dominion, because I only was there for like 5 hours, and I was going to a different park after. So I don't really feel qualified to give a score. But you'll find the same stuff at Kings Dominion that you'll find at any other Cedar Fair park, which is just the classic amusement park food. So, no score attached to this. Let's move on to the next category, which is customer service. And I was actually pleasantly surprised at the customer service that I experienced at Kings Dominion. During my 5 hours at Kings Dominion, I experienced high-quality customer service. When I had questions for the employees, they were on it immediately, unlike Six Flags. Anytime I go to like a Six Flags park or even some other Cedar Fair parks, I don't get very high-quality service. But at Kings Dominion, I was getting very high-quality service, guys. The employees were really nice. I mean, I had the same experience at Cedar Point. The employees were very nice, and they were on top of things the entire time I was there. There were good operations. Overall, the employees were really great at Kings Dominion. Very nice, and the operators, they were on their job. They were getting out some great operations. Like, on no roller coaster other than Grizzly, on no other roller coaster other than Grizzly, I didn't have to wait any longer than 1 minute for a train to dispatch. So those are some pretty good operations, and that's pretty good customer service. So I'm going to be giving, it's not perfect, so I'm going to be giving it 9. Park theming is what we're going to be talking about next. And this is an amusement park, a regular amusement park. You can't expect that much theming on these rides and in the areas and stuff. Although there are a couple of particularly themed areas, like the new Jungle Expedition. It's not heavily themed, but I do like the theme of it. There's 2 rides in it, which is Toonbeely and Avalanche, which is now rethemed to Reptilian. And this is a mediocrely themed area. I really like the jungle theme, though. I really do. So it's a pretty good theme for a Cedar Fair park. They did a pretty good job. Although it's not like elite like Universal or Disney or something along the lines of that. But it is some pretty good theming. Like jungle expedition kind of stuff, like a plane and maps and stuff. It's just some pretty cool stuff. But this is really the only theming you'll find in the park. You'll find theming in the kids' areas like Planet Snoopy and those places. But other than that, no theming really. So, theming, you can't really expect too much. You just expect normal amusement park theming for Cedar Fair parks. So I'm going to be giving a 6.5. Next, we're going to be talking about the park's atmosphere. And guys, to be honest, King's Dominion, other than that front entrance, which I will admit, King's Dominion has an amazing entrance with the Eiffel Tower and that big water display and all this foliage, basically like a Main Street kind of feel. I mean, I just really like this type of atmosphere, but that's really the only atmosphere you'll find in King's Dominion. Passing that Eiffel Tower and this big water display and water feature, passing that, there's really no atmosphere. You're just in an amusement park with blacktop. It does have some good foliage, I will admit that. But other than that Eiffel Tower, it's just your standard amusement park atmosphere. There's really nothing else to say. Like, you can't expect too much. First timers to King's Dominion are gonna think that there's gonna be great atmospheres throughout the entire park when they first see that Eiffel Tower, but they're gonna be disappointed because after that, once you walk past that, that's it. The rest of the park is just standard amusement park, but that's okay. The roller coaster collection and a lot of other aspects make up for it. So I'm going to be giving a 6 for park atmosphere. Now we're going to be talking about the park's layout. And what I mean by this is, like, is it easy to find your way around the park? Are the paths complicated? How easy is it to get from point A to point B around the park? And how easy is it to remember where everything is? And one day at King's Dominion will get you to remember the entire layout of the park, where everything is. The paths are pretty simple. At Busch Gardens parks or like SeaWorld parks, those paths are going to be pretty complicated. Here, these paths are wide open, and it's easy to find your way around. And plus, you can get a paper map at the park, or if you get the King's Dominion app, you can look online at the entire layout of the park and find your way around. But just one trip to this park, and you may not even need it the second time you go. You may just remember where everything is, because it's that simple. So for park layout, I'm going, it's not like crystal clear. So for park layout, I'm going to be giving a 8. And our final category is consistency. And basically, consistency means how often does this park get new rides and new roller coasters? And honestly, guys, I'm going to say it's pretty average. Like every 3 to 4 years, they're going to get a new coaster. This year, they got Tumbili, an SNS 4D free spin coaster, but it was it was 4 years ago that they got their last elite coaster, which is Twisted Timbers, which some people consider the best coaster in the park, others consider the second best in the park. But it took that long, and they didn't even get that great of a coaster. So I'm going to say it's pretty average consistency. It's not like they never get coasters. It's not like Cedar Fair pays no attention to King's Dominion. But it's not very often that King's Dominion is going to be getting a new coaster. But that's fine. It's just as long as they get good coasters, not too consistently. But they didn't get a good coaster. So I feel like next year or 2024, King's Dominion really needs a new coaster. And I mean like a really good one. Somewhere, for instance, Volcano's old plot of land, they could put a new coaster there, but it's got to be elite. It's got to, actually be worthy of Volcano's plot of land. So for consistency, I'm going to be giving another 8. And to wrap up this review, I'm going to be giving King's Dominion an 8. I rate this park an 8. This is a very good park. It's not elite like Cedar Point or Kings Island or anything, but it is a good park. It has a great 1-2 punch with Twisted Timbers and Intimidator 305. It has some other good coasters as well. Overall, this is a pretty good park. Nothing like crazy or anything, but it is definitely a park that's worth it to visit. If you live very far away from this park, I'd say it's still pretty worth it to visit this park because I honestly really love King's Dominion. It's definitely a park I would revisit. Definitely because of its solid Intimidator 305 and Twisted Timbers. But let me know down in the comments, guys, what you think of King's Dominion. If you've been here, what's your favorite coaster? Mine is Intimidator 305. And, yeah. So, if you want to see more park reviews, I am planning on bringing these back to the channel since we haven't done one of these in a while. So, if you want to see these park reviews, return to Coaster Brothers, just let me know down in the comments. And as always, guys, stay on the thrill side of life.